as far as Air, it felt like a big record whenever I had it, even before I gave it Soldier and let him do his part on the verse. But I felt like what I got back from him, no cap, like that and Big Old Pistol were probably like his hardest verses from me, from like a fan perspective.
We call ourselves CiiiTY, but we global. And everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.
Welcome back, everybody. Changing the youth. CiiiTY Media. My name is Jerry Novato. I'm joined today by Kevin Nova.
Yo.
What's up, family?
What's going on, man?
Okay, so we'll dive right into it, man. We'll dive right into what you got going on. I know you released a couple singles this year already. You got an EP with some of your work. Obviously, Destination Heaven EP, which I think you dropped that earlier on in the year. How long ago was that? Like
January. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just like you said, man, I put out 3 singles this year so far.
Yeah.
I guess I would say 2 singles. One of them was a B-side.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then of course I dropped Destination Heaven earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So, started the year off with Destination Heaven. I was pretty much a compilation of tracks that I've been working on from years before. I would say the oldest track on that project was probably 2 years old.
Yeah.
So, those tracks had to come out more or less just to show what I was going through at that time for my fans, to realize why tracks like F Love came about. And for the singles that I put out this year, it was just more or less follow-ups to show my growth and to, put something together that I haven't done to try and, like, in a sense, reinvent myself.
Yeah. We all felt that when you put out that EP this year, and obviously the singles that you did, you came out this year with the intent to go hard. We've been in the studio with Soulja Kid, and I know he's got a unique way of getting in rhythm and a unique way of putting out music. So how was that experience like working with a man of that stature in the game?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to Soulja Kid just for presenting the opportunity in a sense. As far as the workflow, just to be transparent, we never worked in the studio together, me and him.
Gotcha.
It was gonna go like that, but in terms of timing, it just didn't work out. So I didn't force it.
Gotcha.
It was pretty much done in a sense where, he had an offer because, I invest in myself first and foremost. So he had an offer for a certain price to get him on the track. I don't know this man at all. He doesn't know me, but I hit him up on some business stuff. He reached back out. Obviously, I don't think he was doing a track with just anybody. Obviously they had to have some type of talent or something to offer. Otherwise, I don't think, somebody of his stature would even take up on the opportunity. So, in a long story short, I just looked at it like, all right, if I'm gonna make this investment, I want it to be something that's worth it. But more importantly, I had a goal that was set like a month before that record. I was telling ATD about it, that I want to work with more artists from Florida that are like making moves, even if their music doesn't necessarily fit with what my music is like, we can bridge the gap, you know what I'm saying? And that's also where records like Bridging the Gap came into play with Van Dam. But, as far as Air, it felt like a big record whenever I had it, even before I gave it Soldier and let him do his part on the verse. But I felt like what I got back from him, no cap, like that and Big Old Pistol were probably like his hardest verses from me, from like a fan perspective. That was
going to be my next question, is in the sense working with him, when you got that verse back from him.
Oh, it was on.
What was kind of your reaction? And did you imagine it like? Did you imagine them to come on the track like that?
I don't want to say that it's like, it's way better than what I expected, because then that would just kind of be like downplaying his talent and his potential.
Yeah.
So like, yes and no. You know what I'm saying? It was a breath of fresh air that I was like, yo, somebody actually came on my track and did their thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like super proud that I put this person on my track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the stature, regardless of what he's already gotten done, I was just like, yo, he slid.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he was feeling the track. Just, whether it was the beat, whether it was the hook, whether it was both, he was feeling it. You could just feel it in his words, his delivery. It was just like, yo, like, you know, and I got people hitting me up. That's my number one track to date, as far as for this year. So, you know, I dropped F Love back in, I think 2018, 2019 era. And that's my number one track on the charts as far as numbers go. But Heir, it's going to blow it out of the water, man. So, like, I'm super excited. I'm not one of those artists that likes to show off numbers like that, to be honest, because I feel like, you know, I could do way better.
Yeah, but 25,000 streams or so is an accomplishment, whichever way it goes. And I know it's gonna go up a lot higher than that, definitely, for sure, because both of you did your part in that record very egolessly. You know, I think you both accomplished that.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure working with him, man. So, like, more or less, like, you know, I seen him after the fact, and I thanked him, you know, for the opportunity again. But I know that there's gonna be more work between the two of us in the future, so that would be something to look forward to as well.
Does that change anything about how you approach your music moving forward? Does it make you wanna, you know, go a little harder, or does it change the dynamic of how you were doing things? Because I know you're a guy who plans ahead, so that record, you know, you have records already backed up. Does that change the road you take in your music making at all?
Nah, and that's the beauty of being independent. I feel like, because I don't have a label breathing down my neck saying, like, all right, now this is the vibe that you have to put out. Now this is the direction that we have to take. You know, I listen to my fans. Like, my fans, they love, like, my more heartfelt music. But there's also the other fan that loves my more, like, turned up, upbeat music, like Heir, like Go Mode, or you know, Bridging the Gap, whatever it may be. So it's just a matter of listening to them for my direction, and that's really what I'm trying to do for this next move, whatever my next move may be. I'm just trying to cater to my fans, because I feel like I've been gaining way more success this past year, and I don't want it to go where, like, I'm all the way up at the top and I'm not showing recognition to those that helped me get to that point. You feel me? So I just try to show love the best way that I can, and that's just by listening to them and following up with that, putting out what they want, despite what the haters might say, or what, you know, somebody that thinks they know what's best for you, they're telling you to do this whenever they even know that's not what you should be doing. You know what I mean? But they don't, some people just don't want to see you make it, man. They want to see you make it until you make it. That's something I always said.
We call ourselves CiiiTY, but we global. And everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.